But right now, we are beginning in West Houston and a fitting tribute to a man who once led Texas.
Dignitaries from all over the country were in Houston for the funeral of former Texas Governor Mark White. Former President George W. Bush, Governor Greg Abbott, and Energy Secretary Rick Perry were just a few on hand. Adam Bennett has more.
Even after his passing, former Governor Mark White's love for his home state was on full display. A lifetime of service inside and outside of the Capitol, honored today by a who's who of current and former Texas leaders. Between music and prayer inside Houston's Second Baptist Church, White's 3 children describe their father's love, not just for family, but for all people, from lifelong friends from his Austin days to complete strangers during his toughest days.
He would walk the halls at MD Anderson and introduce himself to other people suffering there. And he would tell stories, and they would share hugs, and they would share tears.
Former colleagues say White's reforms to the state's public education system are still helping Texas children 30 years later. Statewide testing requirements, smaller class size, and no pass, no play, which many believe cost White his re-election.
Now look, anybody who understands Texas and the football culture of our state knows that saying to a coach or school boosters, "I expect the boy to read, else he doesn't play," takes courage. Mark White had courage.
And he said if he had to do it all over again, he'd do the same thing. Now, that's courage.
A man both former state lawmaker Craig Washington and Benny Reyes say was a governor for all Texans.
He was the kind of guy that gave you hope, because he was back with us in the 70s and the 80s when it was really tough to even talk about any kind of rights for our community.
And a man whose legacy of service,
I'll miss him until I see him again,
continues even beyond his time here.
And tomorrow afternoon, White will lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda in Austin before being buried in the Texas State Cemetery.